Hey folks, welcome back. Today, continuing our series where we make historic Brawl decks for every single commander that is available. Right now we are going through Baldur's Gate, and the card for today is Korlessa, Scale Singer. Korlessa is a 1 green, 1 blue, with a stat line of 1/4, and her ability is you can look at the top card of your library at any time, and you may cast dragon spells from the top of your library at any time. I have had a lot of trouble making this deck, and I can show you why very quickly. I want to talk about this just very briefly before I show you this deck, but this is the list of, not collected, this is every single dragon that's currently available in green-blue. You might notice that counting Korlessa, it's actually only 26 cards. The second part of this is if you actually look at these and go, which ones of these are worth playing? You'll notice that I actually haven't included Kura because I just don't like it very much. We're maybe left with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or so. So I've tried making Dragon Tribal with this deck, and it's pretty awful. So instead, I have just big ramp into big cards, which at least is a little bit more fun to play. And that's the list that I have in the description for the video today. So if you want to try that out, you can do it. But more importantly, and I'll talk about this, but let's just get into a game first. Korlessa is a pretty terrible commander. It's only 2 colors. In addition, if you look at the other cards that are in this set, Miriam is the obvious dragon commander. So Korlessa is running against a very small card pool of a bunch of cards that actually are not very good. Do we want to keep this? This is Redene. I will keep for the moment. A small card pool that's not very good. And as a result, Korlessa is actually kind of a terrible commander, because her ability doesn't really let you do anything else. It doesn't like decrease the cost of dragon spells. It doesn't really get you much value. And honestly, the longer I looked at this card, I was a little puzzled why this is actually legendary, right? Because if you think about it, usually cards are legendary because having more than one of them on the board at a time would cause the game to kind of just break, right? Korlessa doesn't break the game in any way in the slightest. We'll do that. Next end turn. She's just kind of terrible. Come on. Throw out your Arcane Signet. You know you want to. I'll counter that. Let's do this. Bummer. Korlessa is just not very good, and as a result, this deck is not very good. I've tried to make a few lists that incorporate the dragons. As you saw, some of the bigger ones which just came out in Baldur's Gate, which would be the ideal targets for blue-green. Interesting. I guess I will just play Mana Geode to keep ramping. Yep. But I think that means he's going to hit his Valkymera next turn. No. Okay, so this is a control list. I can play this and still have access to counterspell, so I'm going to do that. I wonder if he's sitting on Mana Tith. Go away. Also, you can only cast 1 spell a turn, so I'm going to take full advantage of that. Do I do Risen Reef? I don't think I do. Actually, no, I do. Because I have Pact of Negation. This is cool. Is this new? No, it's from one of the historic sets. Okay, he's almost out of cards, though. Okay, those are some big angels. Okay, I think I know what we do next. No attacks on turn. We wait for him to cast the spell, and if he doesn't, we Sublime Epiphany at the end of turn. But hopefully he casts a spell. I'll take 8 life. I can survive from that. Thank you. Counter target spell. Target a non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Creature control. Target a player. Garuk might just get his butt kicked, but I think I'm still going to do this. At the very least, it'll force him to either deal with Garuk or deal with somebody else. I think we might be able to stall this out. Yeah, that's fine. Do I have any flyers that I can put into play? Do I have any flyers I can put into play that are worth giving up Garuk? I don't think so. So let's do, instead we're going to foretell, and let's do Runaway Growth actually. Oh, I tapped this wrong. Oh well. I did this really wrong this turn, actually. No, wait, this is future turn, right? Yeah. You can make tokens. But I still have access to Saw It Coming, so maybe I should have protected this guy a little bit better. We shall see. Let me just move that up over there. I might play the Unlicensed Hearse next time just because I think I can start chomping his graveyard down. I probably should have let that resolve, actually. Oh no, I don't have to. He can only play one spell a turn. Which, you know, is currently not really to his benefit. That angel's a problem, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought he was an elemental for some reason. I guess he's not. I'm almost out of counter spells, though. might let his commander resolve. I want to let that resolve. I think that, does that mean he's amping up for something big? I don't have any of my mana sinks in play right now, which is kind of unfortunate. I should make sure to leave at least one mana open when I drop the Krasis. Mul Daya would let me start digging my deck a lot faster, though. I might do that. I still have my counterspell. I'm gonna do that instead. I think I probably let this resolve if he tries to cast it again at this point. I feel like rule of law is kind of harming him more than it's helping. I'm going to let that resolve. Just because of how aggressively you've been ramping, I'm very suspicious that you have some bullshit. I'm also only losing a net 1 life each turn, so... I would like to draw one more card. How do I get one more card easily here? Oh, that's easy. Next to combat. Lands. Grass creatures inside your library. Let's see. So I need to leave. I want to try this. Maybe he's sitting on something that. Nah, I still feel confident that I can have a big enough advantage in terms of hand size that I can do stuff here. Mostly because he's just locked himself into only being able to cast one spell a turn. Now, unfortunately, that means I can't get much out of Mox Amber, but eh. So I think I killed the angel and nothing else, right? No, that needs to be 0. There we go. Alright. Let's play my island. Let's... I don't have unlimited hand size yet, actually. Can I cast you again? I don't have 6 cards in my graveyard yet. Let's do the hearse. I may just have to discard most of my hand and play the Hydroid Krasis. That's fine. I don't care if you have more mana. That's a concession, I'll accept it. Oh man. This deck's terrible. But you saw that, like, that not once did I use my commander's unique property. You want to see what a, like, an... Nah, you know what? No, I'm over it. We're gonna do a couple more games. This will probably be a short stream because I don't like this card very much. Why do I get notifications for... There we go. We have... I'm going to keep, because we only need like one more land for this to be decent. Why did I put this card in this deck? Oh, whatever. Alright. Cool. So we slowed down Cultivate Ramp. Add 2 mana of any one color, huh? Let's add more blue to our current pool. And next, end turn. Do I let that resolve? Yes, I do. It doesn't do anything on its own. I'm more interested in keeping you from getting targets for it than I am in... Alright. Forest. Can I do replicating? So I could do Harrow, and then I would still have mana for the counterspell, right? Yes, we'll do Harrow. So I'll go grab another green. Actually, you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go grab 2 more blues. That might have been a mistake. We still have the counterspell, and we almost have Cavalier of Gales. No. So what does Mexican Voodoo? Do I have anybody who has, like, built-in... He enters with 3. I'm gonna say... I would like a 6/6 drop. 5/5... Flying... 5/5 flying. I'm gonna say Cavalier of Gales. And I'm going to put 2 cards into my library. I'm going to do... these 2. I'm going to put Uro on top. I feel like this is a slightly difficult card for him to deal with. Oh, you know what? No, it's not. Whatever. I don't have much of a choice. It's fine. It's a big freaking hamster. No blocks. The real question is, does he have a 1-mana fight spell? He does. Okay, that's fine. I actually kind of need more land more than anything else. scry 2. So I will draw 1. I would like to have a counterspell in hand. Let's do Replicating Ring. And if I did this as well, then I would no longer have a counterspell. If I do this, I will also no longer have a counterspell. Next, end turn. So you don't control creature named Boo. Yep. Okay, so that's a little bit. Oof. I think did I misread this? What did I counter instead? I countered his 4/4. To counter that. 7. -2 is 5, but his thing is still bigger. I don't love that. And all of a sudden I'm in a very bad spot. And it has trample and haste. Well, let's go look for answers. Ooh. He must have another fight spell. Okay, yeah, I think I see how this deck works. I need Sublime Epiphany, or I'm a little hosed. Wonder what spell he'd put under this. That might be game. That is 10-8. Yep, that's game. Good game. Okay. So I misread. I misread that deck pretty badly. I should have let him take the 4/4. I also misread Boo and Minsk. I thought for some reason that was every. Okay, good to know. Part of me is like, there's might be a Pokemon tournament I'm going to tomorrow, and part of me is like, ooh, I should build something cool for it. Part of me is like, just throw together some garbage. Okay, first sliver. This could go badly. We have counterspell, we have ramp, we have graveyard removal. I don't know if that's what I want for this. Like, I'll keep. Am I in the play? I guess it depends what version of First Sliver this is, because there's like the expensive version that has all the nice stuff, and there's the cheaper versions. Sorry, my nose is extra stuffy today. There's the cheaper version that's just like common, uncommon slivers. Though I am expecting him to do something at some point. Okay, well, let's talk about why I don't like this card very much while we wait for my opponent to do anything. So for starters, maybe this is fine as a actual commander in a commander deck. But the pool of green-blue dragons is very small. In addition, the pool of changelings that are actually like really good or like build-around worthy is also very small. By comparison, so what this card does, I'm going to turn this audio down a little bit, basically, is it might as well just read, you can look at the top card of your deck, and in a very specific condition, you can cast cards from the top of your deck. Weirdly enough, I would say this is much better as a card in Limited, like, because I've played it in Limited, it worked quite well, than it is as a commander. Because there's not enough good cards to warrant being able to build around it, and that also sort of brings up the other question, why is this a legendary creature? So I have my crackpot theory on why that is. My crackpot theory is that there was a point in time where this card had text on it that was something to the extent of dragon spells you cast cost X less, like maybe 1 less, maybe 2 less or something, right? And because that's a really strong effect, you don't want that stacking, so they removed it. But just being able to look at the top of your deck is pretty weak sauce. Alright, so I guess we're technically going terraforming next and turn. Anyway, we'll bring it back up. So it has a small card pool to build around. It has a very limited build around effect, and it doesn't offer too much else, right? Because you can only really build around this with changelings and with dragons. Now, there is one exception to that, which is you can use Maskwood Tree, right? Which turns every creature in your deck into a changeling. In which case, you're still building a deck with the expectation that your opponent is going to let you keep a 6-mana, 2-card combo if you can even fetch it and get it out. Which I think is a level of optimism that is not necessarily called for. And the end result is that if you want to make a good deck using this, you don't build dragons, you don't do anything with this card, you just ignore that Korlessa is basically there, and instead, you just build blue-green good stuff. Which is closer to what this current deck is. I tried like 4 or 5 versions of this, tweaking like the ratios of things. It just don't work. Oh, Ginny Faye, Jetmir second. I wonder if that person was just sandbagging. I just noticed that this is okay. Yep, that's kind of purposeless, but still interesting. Okay, cool. We have Wash Away, we have Arcane Signet, we have Heirloom. We just have to hope that our opponent doesn't want to do anything ridiculous, like we'll do Evolving Wilds and turn. Yep. This is token production. Let's go grab another blue source. Arcane Signet. Now we have access to Wash Away. Yep. Wash Away. It'll probably be Oracle of Mul Daya next turn. Bought ourselves 2 turns to work with, which is still not as much as I would have liked. Oracle of Mul Daya. Top card of the deck is not. Well, we may as well play the Shadowspear. Let's see. They must have land, right? It's interesting. One of the things that I've realized is sort of a bad habit of mine in digital Magic is in paper Magic, I always play lands at the start of my turn if I have them. Just because then you don't miss your land drop, or you're not like, did I play a land? And your opponent's like, yes, you definitely did. I remember you doing it. Interesting. This guy's going to have a lot of tokens. I'm going to have a lot of problems. Chromatic Lantern, right? And then you could do the Honored Heirloom. I don't get much out of it. I think it's better to do this. I should have put it on Korlessa. What am I thinking? Is he gonna do the dogs or the cats? Well, dogs I will blow up with that. Let's do Honored Heirloom first. untap an island. Nope. Next to combat, no attacks, and turn. Burrow might be good, but we don't actually have enough cards to put into our graveyard to get him out to be an actual threat. Hate that card. Hate that card. Mirari's Wake. It's going to be a 4-2, I think. Yep. I don't want to give up the Oracle of Mul Daya. I don't want to give up Nissa Who Shakes the World. I'm absolutely fine giving up Korlessa Scalesinger. But I would have liked to kill off the dog. Trample, lifelink, one blocker. Oh, is this a reach? No, just vigilance and haste. I'm actually going to decline that. My turn. Land. Land. Burrow, Titan of Nature's Wrath. I have no way to draw cards. This is pretty bad. Especially because he can just keep doing the Sky Knight. No attacks, no turn. I might kill off my forests. What is this, 5? I'm a dumb person. I should have cycled Censor and then exiled 5 to put Euro back. Last turn I would have had him on the board for this next combat phase. Oh, I'm an idiot. I am not a smart man. Yes, you have a lot of heckin' doggerinos. What's the most cards I can draw? I think I might have thrown by doing that, playing it the way I did. I think this deck has a couple return to hand. Oh, he's... Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna throw, that's fine. Get me more cards. My turn. Land. I need 5 more, right? So I need to find a way to sack something. Next to combat. Next to damage. Now I'll move my commander back to the command zone. Oh, right. Whip 2. I have only mostly lost. Oh, he's going for a 15 card on... No, he can't be. These all have vigilance. Well, we haven't lost just yet. Well, that's bad. That was weird. It looked like you'd only paid it twice, but... Ranger might be good, actually, in this deck. Come on, go for lethal, buddy. You know you want to. End my suffering. Also end my chances of... Dang. I really wish I shouldn't have equipped the Shadowspear. That's my big mistake this game. I still have board wipes. Like, I haven't 100% lost, just 90%. What I really need is like one more creature. You are not helpful. You are not a creature. Well, Garrick Chew, I choose you. Lifelink, which that gave vigilance. Okay, that would have been useful a little bit earlier. This person is just toying with me. Coldsteel Heart. Green. And turn. I may not win, but I don't have to let you do whatever you want. It's not a mistake, mate. So let's think about this for a second. I count minimum of 5. 1, 2. Minimum of 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50. But most of them are 7. 5 or 7s, which is more. I can block 3. We'll just block with 3 and pray. Next turn I draw Maskwood Nexus. What would I need to win? I would need to be able to draw 2 cards. Maskwood Nexus isn't a creature, so it can't be the reason I win. Mate, you made all your stuff have vigilance. You can't, like... I hate to tell you this, but you really can't win by doing the cool Halo Fountain thing if you create all your tokens with vigilance. Yeah, even if I remove 21 damage from that, which is, I think, the max I could have blocked, that's still lethal. Alright, one more. One more, we'll have done a 30-minute stream, 40-minute stream, and then we'll move on to the... And I'll be free of this miserable card. Prosper's one of the new ones. He's really cool. Prosper creates treasure tokens when you play him from exile. Unfortunately, that is what is called really bad for me because I don't, you know, my card's terrible. His commander's really cool. I also didn't have a counterspell in my opening hand. I really should have held a counterspell or dug for a counterspell. Does this guy have Death Touch? Yes, he does. I'm stealing the top card of your deck before you can have it. Haha. I took your mountain. Still don't have any good counter spells. Actually, I kind of do. Next, no attacks, and turn. Yeah, you can do some cool. Prosper is a neat black. Do I make you? Oh, yeah. Most I can make you do is spend one extra mana. I'm not interested in doing that. I really like this card. I would like it more if I had better cards to play, but, you know, we don't do that here. It's interesting to me that the party mechanic doesn't include Bard and Warlock, but maybe they thought it would be too much effort. Mostly Bard. Bard's the one that annoys me. Like, I really feel like Bard should have been part of the party mechanic. Okay, yep. So when I did my Urabrask video, you may recall me saying, you know, Urabrask feels like he'd be really good in another deck. He is absolutely fantastic in this deck. Let's do... Don't have... Do I have a way to draw cards without my deck? Because I would like to have that wash away. I don't think I do, though. Choose oh no, that's only target opponent, so I can't do it to myself. Alright. Can't do this, though. Coven was a neat mechanic, but I don't think it ever felt... I don't like it much, personally. I'm not sure, because it needs, like, you need to have 3 or more creatures to even have it trigger. Alright, so now he's going to do Valky, God of Lies. With that, he's going to do Exile, probably Nissa? Oh, he actually can't directly exile Nissa. Regardless, this game's pretty over. Oh, you know what? He can exile my forest, at which point I would have no more, no, he's going to steal the Augur. Probably smart. Lets him see the top card of his deck for Prosper. This is a neat card. This is a terrible one. I'm really tempted to just concede. That's not good content. turned all my creatures, all creature types. Does that do anything? Not really. Not in a meaningful sense. And I can't even play Vivian because he yoinked my... You know what I can do though, actually? I can speed up the rate at which this game is going to end. Yep, you may have my island. I'm trying to think if I have any ways out of this. I think the answer is probably not. Even with 5 land. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I'm getting rid of the cards in your graveyard. Cancel resolve. He's not even having to dig into the treasure. Let's see. The heck's the difference between cold steel and dark steel? I'm sure somebody in the lore knows it. Oh my god, dude, just... Whatever. Whatever. I'm kind of insulted that he's not actually trying to win, but... That's a lie. I'm very insulted that he's not actually trying to win. Sure wish that I could... So at most I could swing with a 4/4. I beg of you, put me out of my misery. This is not a fun game. What time is it? Probably just almost 6. I don't know why you're playing so cautiously. Maybe he thinks I have, like, some big return everything to hand spell. Joke's on you, I got nothing. Whenever an artifact control... Okay, neat. So he'll just put... Yep, I see it. And you sack that, and then I lose 6 life times 4. Is this a rare or a mythic? That's kind of a neat combo. I never thought of using this with treasure. Interesting. Could have just sacked them all without that. That's a neat combo, though. Ugh. Marionette Master, huh? Alright, and with that, I am free from playing this terrible deck, but before the stream ends, there's something very important that we need to do. Let me just move that there. And turn off that. Alright, time to rate Korlessa. Excuse me, time to rate Korlessa, Scale Singer. Where does this card go in our incredible tier list? Also, I really need to shave. F tier. Korlessa is F tier. The card pool that you can build around with her is too small. Her commander effect is barely worthy of an effect being on a legendary. In terms of being a dragon commander, she's vastly outshadowed by Miriam, who's in the same set. In terms of being a blue-green commander, she does nothing interesting to interact with blue-green in a meaningful way. Her stat line is actually the only thing that's kind of going for her. 1/4 is pretty good, puts her out of range of a fair number of early game removal. But outside of that, everything about this card is terrible. And building this deck and playing it was incredibly obnoxious. But I'm free. Maybe I should have moved that video, the webcam frame. Oh, I have that locked. Yeah, I'll move that down. I'll move that here for the future. But, yeah. Do not recommend. 3 out of 10. Would rather watch Morbius. But with that, that does conclude our stream, so I'll see you next time. If you like this stuff, if you want to see specific decks made or specific cards made, please leave a comment. If you like my shit, please subscribe, lick and scrib, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.